Alright, so it's time for another 300 Norma Magnum video. So it's been about 5 months since we shot the gun or made a video. My buddy who owns the gun came down this weekend and we decided to shoot some rounds. So we loaded up US869 Federal Large Rifle Primer, Peterson brass, and the Sierra Match King 230 grain. We end up loading 98 grains and 100 grains. So these were two loads that we used in the last video and they look like they might be the most promising. We continue to use the same overall length at 3.640 cartridge overall length. Let's get out on the range and let's see those shoot. Alright, we're out here on the range. Target's at 100 yards. This is a Christensen Arms MPR, chambered in 300 Norma Magnum, shooting 230 grain Sierra Match Kings with US869. Getting velocity through the Labradar. The gun is cold and the shooter hasn't shot in about 6 months. So we're shooting 3-siders at 98 grains, then going to shoot 5-shot groups at 98 and 100 grains. We used these loads in the last video a while back and they shot pretty good. So let's see how they shoot today. Not bad. Alright, so now that we got our siders in, we're going to move up to a 5-shot group at 98 grains. Alright, 5-shot group time.
That one flew to the right.
Alright, so those 8 shots there at the same load of 98 ended up averaging 2891 feet per second with an SD of 28.3. So pretty high SD there. Alright, let's go ahead and move up to that 100 grain load. Alright, so that one we were looking at 2945 average with an 11.1 SD. So a lot better velocity numbers there. Let's get over there to the target and let's check out those groups. Alright, so it looked like the scope was moving around a little bit on us yesterday. We've been having that problem with this gun. So we retorqued the rings and we're going to shoot another 5-shot group at 100 and see if that improves our group. So the gun is cold. It's a nice day out though. Hopefully we get some good groups. Target's at 100 yards, using our Labradar for velocity. So let's see how these 5 group. A little bit left, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like our point of impact is still to the left. Take a look at our velocity here. Alright, velocity on that one was 2933, 16.7 SD. Alright, so taking a look at our target here, it turned out pretty much a disaster just the way the target looks. But that first 3-shot group, there, the one kind of in the middle, shot 1.564 inches. So looked like it was going to try to group it, then didn't. We made a scope adjustment, went over to the left, and shot 98 grains again. Now, this one shot a 2.16 inch group, and our velocity numbers there are for all 8 shots. So 2891 average with 28.3 SD. So not great numbers there. Then we moved on to 100 grains. that middle target to the right. 2949 feet per second, 11.1 SD, and a 1.5 inch group. So not terrible overall. But like we talked about earlier, we got back to the bench, we looked at the scope. It looked like the scope was moving in the rings ever so slightly. They were torqued to 18 inch-pounds, but I guess with the recoil of the gun, we ended up with a little bit of movement. So what we ended up doing is we moved that scope back to where it should be, torqued it to 23 inch-pounds, and we loaded another 5 shots at 100 grains. This group was shot the next day. We ended up shooting 2933 with a 16.7 SD and a 1.7 inch group. So it looks like this combination is going to group somewhere near 1.5 inches. We thought we would improve upon it because the scope was moving on the first day, but it looks like this is what it is. Now, after we shot this group, I did check the gun to see if the action screws were tight. The front one was torqued to about 25 or 30 inch-pounds, and I was not able to get to the rear one without getting on Google and looking it up. I have not torqued that one down yet, but I'm assuming it's probably torqued the same. I'm hoping that adding a little bit of torque to those action screws will fix the inaccuracies that we've been having. Now taking a look at our brass here, the brass, we're definitely getting up there. You can see slight ejector smears on some of the top loads there. Don't think we're in any scary range, but we definitely don't want to go any higher, and we definitely don't want to get the temperature warmed up anymore. The other thing that's happening is our shooter's getting a little bit more comfortable with the gun because the gun does recoil a lot. It is a light 300 Norma Magnum. Let me know what you guys want to see next with the Norma Magnum. It might be a little while until we get another video out because the person who owns the gun only is able to get off work and come down from time to time. Well, thank you guys for watching. I apologize for the messy target, and I'll see you guys next time.